respected chairman, co-chairman and friends. In the morning our Vice Chancellor talked about the project proposal submitted to Government of Gujarat Climate Change Department by the Energy Research Institute, that is DARI, in collaboration with Dakhiwala Agriculture University. I am putting forward this proposal to have your views and ideas and the expert suggestions to build up this proposal so that we can have a better technical program for this project which is under consideration by the Government of Gujarat. This is what a background, it is just common which has already been discussed, so I am going through it. And rationale is also that the agriculture sector is likely to be face number of problems and huge problems like changes in temperature, rainfall and occurrence of drought, floods, etc. The indirect and direct problems are also shown in my slide, that is yield and other factors like disease, pest incidence, type of cropping pattern and other factors are all. Straightway going to the main objectives of this project. Classify land areas and their suitability for growth of crops based on threshold analysis, specifically in context of warmer temperatures. Quantify the impacts of predicted climate change on agricultural outputs for 3 selected crops, that is wheat, groundnut and cotton. Consider what policies of agricultural response might be the most appropriate. These are the major objectives, and behind that we have selected some of the activities and I am going to that. These 3 crops we have selected, wheat, groundnut and cotton, as I told. Now regarding the approach, we have planned our approaches, that is mode of operations according to the work plans we have suggested. The work packages we have suggested, so I am going to the work packages. The package number 1, that is selection of case study styles, collection of agriculture related data, that is details of agroclimatic zones, cropping pattern, cropping intensity, production, productivity, percentage irrigated areas, source of irrigation, cost of cultivation, then the selection of case study sites based on major crops and their distribution or the impact analysis. Under package number 2, development of climate scenarios, run the regional climate model for the selected domain over Gujarat for a 25 by 25 kilometer resolution, assess the changes in temperature and precipitation pattern for the selected domain. Third package, demarcation of regions and their suitability for the growth of crops grown, literature review on the thresholds of the crops for temperature tolerance, use the outputs of work, package 2, to analyze the areas that exceed limits of tolerance and to indicate non-suitability for growth in the future. Under package 4, impact of climate change on crop growth, use the outputs from package 2 to assess the impact of climate change on crop growth, collect relevant data sets for the case study sites identified in package number 1, including soil type, its characteristics, cropping patterns, varieties and the cropping system. Run the crop growth model to assess the nature of impacts. Under package 5, policy review and analysis recommendations, undertake a review of current policies and programs, suggest changes, modifications to allow better cushioning of risk related to a change in climate. Under the last package, capacity building and outreach. Capacity building of policy makers, decision makers of areas of concern with respect to climate change, water resources and agricultural impacts. regional expert workshop to discuss the recommendations and inputs, if any, dissemination of information and results to communities and stakeholders. This is in a nutshell about the project. Some of the approaches we have also identified, but I thought due to time shortage, I have briefed it. So I would be very much happy to have the suggestions and views from the House. Thank you very much.
Thank you, VP Patel.